back here on RossLong.Info and of course KJagRadio.com. Here we are in McPherson, Kansas at the McPherson Opera House. Now, I just happened to run into the coolest group. They're called Yesterday and Today, Beatles Interactive, and they're like no other tribute band you've ever heard of. Now, I ran into the creator of the whole operation, and let's just, like magic, go talk to him right now. And we're speaking with Billy McGuigan.
That's right.
Of Today and Yesterday?
Yesterday and Today.
Okay. Yesterday and Today.
That's right.
Beatles Interactive.
That's right.
Now, what can an audience expect, you know, who loves the Beatles, like, I don't care if they're 8 or 80
right.
now. If they come to your performance, what do they expect?
Well, if you love the Beatles, this is your show. This was created by Beatle freaks, self-proclaimed Beatle freaks. We'd seen a lot of the Beatles tribute shows that were out there, and I'm a Beatles fan, so I'll go see them all. But every time I left, I was always lacking something, no matter how great they were. I would say, Ringo wasn't anything like Ringo, but the other three were greater. Paul was right-handed. So I wanted to put together a Beatles show that would do away with that, and so we could sit in a room and have everybody tell each other why we love the music. And that's what Yesterday and Today is about. It's completely all audience driven. They make the requests, they tell us why they love the songs, so their stories make up our show. We take their songs and put together a set list 5 minutes before showtime and go from there. And we have no idea what's going to happen night to night.
So it's not a matter of wigs or costumes or trying to recreate the individuals
That's right.
in the Beatles, but their music.
We're trying to recreate the magic of their music, you know, and what we love to see from our perspective, when you take away the wigs and the accents,
yes.
At first it's a little jarring to some people because I think maybe they don't know it's going to be like that. But after they settle in and go, oh, okay, this is what it's about, it becomes this love of their music as opposed to love of their individuality. And then people can identify, oh, I love that song, instead of, okay, well, that wig looks awful, or that guy's 60-year-old playing Paul. So that's what we've done.
So no previously decided set lists?
No.
Ever?
It's too boring. Too boring for us.
And it's what the audience wants then.
Top to bottom. I mean, if they want to hear I Am the Walrus and then Love Me Do, that's how we do the show.
Like you, what did you say? From Abbey Road to back to...
from Please Please Me to Abbey Road. We do every single song, no matter how obscure, and it all relies on the audience and how hip they are.
Now, is there a general, because I would probably, I'd have to put in for mine, just you know, you got my mind going, which Beatles song would I put in for? Either Sgt. Pepper's or maybe Yellow Submarine?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Any song you want. That's the beauty. And the only thing we really would like to see is a good request along with it. I mean, if somebody gives their name and then a funny story, a poignant story, that always helps get it in the show. But sometimes if it's just happiness is a warm gun because I want to hear you guys try it, that'll typically make its way in too.
Now this can be from... Is there an average age of, I mean, is it sometimes young audience?
Well, yeah, you would think it would be very baby boomer driven, but it isn't. It's
50 plus now?
Oh, they make up 25%. I mean, it's people older than them and then people my age in their 30s, but kids are fanatical about the Beatles still, and so we're playing to everybody. So you can have an 8-year-old who will request a song, it's their favorite song, and a 68-year-old who will tell you a completely different story about the same song, and that's what makes our show work. It was sort of we didn't set out to do something like this, it just ended up being this, and we love being a part of it.
That's just great. So it's kind of the old adage that, you know, just a good song endures.
That's right.
In some way.
There's no doubt their music is...
And you say you're in your 30s, so this was...
Yeah, I was born after they broke up, so I was 75.
I guess you were alive, perhaps when they were all still alive,
right.
But no longer recording.
That's right.
But their songs do endure.
Absolutely.
So.
This show proves that every night. People are crazy about their music. You know, us on stage are crazy about it, and the audience is crazy about it, and it touches chords that other music doesn't. I mean, people like, you know, if you're going to play a Stones song, that's great, but it's typically because it just rocks and we love it. But a Beatles song really goes a little bit deeper than that. It's cool.
Can you say, you know, a Beatles song will take a person back to a special moment many times?
All the time, yeah. We see that happen time and again, and it's sometimes difficult for us. You'll have somebody that'll request In My Life, for example, off of Rubber Soul, and we had this lady request it, and she said, my husband just died last month. We played this at his funeral. Can you do it in honor of him? And then we have to play it. So we're crying, the audience is crying. But that's how powerful the music is. It isn't just, I like the song. And that's sort of what makes the show go.
And the depth of some of their songs and the feelings, that it evokes.
That's right.
Maybe you're right. A little different than maybe going to see Rolling Stones.
That's right. Or a Doors song. A Doors song, you dig it, but it might
rock out.
That's right.
Okay.
But a Beatles song has that deeper meaning behind it, and I think that's why they've endured so much and why they're still so popular.
Excellent. So, what's next for the group? Now, it just doesn't take 4 musicians to reproduce this.
No, there's 7 of us on stage. Because I was saying earlier that we have to have the ability to go from a very simple early song to a very complex late song. So there's 7 of us on stage, on our toes at all times, ready to pull any of them off.
So you're not always Paul then?
No. I'll do about 80% of the Paul stuff.
Okay.
And my brothers, who are also in the show, we split it all among us. But it's fun to sing a John song, and then you might hear me do In My Life and then sing Yesterday. So
it's about the music, like you say. You've given up the accents and the whole rest of it.
The kitschy part of it.
The acting part of it.
That's right.
and left it to the music. Well, that's just that's bold.
Thank you.
And good.
Thank you.
In my personal opinion. Where are you off to next? Then?
We're off to, we leave right after the show tonight and head to Miami, Oklahoma.
Okay.
And then we are back home in Omaha, Nebraska all of December. So.
How have your audiences been? I mean, I take it you perform then around the country.
Yeah.
Do you have universal appeal then?
It's been very well received. It's one of those things I think people initially are a little hesitant to come see, because it's like, oh, if there's no wigs, no accents, what's the point? But when they get here and see that it's kind of cooler than that. I mean, between us, they love it, and so that's what we're working on. We're spreading their music in the best way we can.
And you don't even have to scrutinize the.
That's right.
He doesn't have that look. He's a right-handed Paul. You can't do that.
If you don't like my haircut, that's fine. That's good, right?
I hope you enjoy the music, because
that's all that matters.
I've enjoyed your sound check so far.
Thank
you.
Yes.
Okay, well, great. Any shout-outs out there to anybody?
Hey, Paul, if you're watching, come see us sometime.
Stop the lawsuit. No,
that's right. No. Let's forget that lawsuit and move on.
Well, he doesn't own them no more, so
that's right.
Okay,
no lawsuit necessary.
They're eternal. They're in the public lexicon.
That's right.
You can't. It's like Kleenex.
That's That's exactly right.
Well, thank you so much.
And that's going to wrap us up here in downtown McPherson, Kansas at the McPherson Opera House. So don't forget, RossLong.Info and KJagRadio.com are your sources for the best in entertainment news and interviews in Central and South Central Kansas. Let's go watch more.